Hey guys, what's up? Hope you guys are having a great day tonight. Or today, whatever time it might be for you. And today we're gonna get started back onto Fairy Tail. Just a small recap from last time. What did we do last time? It's been a little bit. We were progressing through the different stages of the tournament. I think we got through a fair amount of those, at least the beginning ones. And then we did some side stuff to kind of progress the story because we kind of had to, as a requirement of progressing the story. Things like getting characters leveled up and stuff like that. So with that, let's go ahead and jump back in. And we'll just kind of see where we're at. Okay, here we are. We're not in our guild right now. We're in some inn that we're staying in for the Grand Magic Games. We have quite a few requests on the board, but I think last time we fulfilled the requirements to progress the story, so we'll go ahead and get that started first. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and join in the morning tournament activities. Hopefully we won't have an issue in terms of our level and stuff like that. We just leveled up quite a few characters, so hopefully we're good on that end. Just run over to the Coliseum real quick.
はギルド同盟戦？他のギルドとペアを組んで戦うみたい。私たちはラミアスケールと組んでブルーペガサスとマーメイドヒールと対戦することになります。
ラミアスケールと？嫌な予感しかしねえ。ラミアスケールからは俺が出る。フェアリーテールは誰が出るんだ？来やがったか。グレイ。足を引っ張るなよ。この同盟戦とてジュビアの所属をめぐる戦いには変わりないのだからな。ジュビアは関係ねえだろうが。
ジュビアのために争わないでください。
ならば勝利に貢献した方がジュビアをもらうというのはどうだろう。
エルザ、何を言って。面白い。その話に乗ったぞ。
エルザ、負けたらどうするのよ。
グレイは強い。それにジュビアの気持ちを考えるいい機会でもあるだろう。
She's like butting her head into like other people's business. That's so funny. It's kind of typical of Erza though. Oh, we get Leon as a guest. That's cool.
ジュビア。なんでお前と組まなきゃなんねんだ。それはこっちのセリフだ。いいか、足を引っ張るんだ。偉そうにしやがって。お前の方こそ邪魔するんじゃねえぞ。
初めてお目にかかります、カグラさん。お会いできて光栄です。
こちらこそブルーペガサスの一夜でも組めるか。 私に届くか。
神楽さん、これを。あなた、
一夜殿、それは。
なーに、遠慮などいらないさ。
A creep.
俊足のパルパン。
They're just like ultra buffing Kagura. Could be an issue for us, but we'll see. I could do some defense and stuff like that. But I'm not entirely sure what Leon's stuff will be because he's a guest, so I don't think I get to control him. I don't think I have an attack currently that will hit both. So let's try and get them in line with each other at least.
リオン。
何？ね
残の方。
I think we still don't really have anything. I could push her back one
アイ
and
スメイク。
then her in line.
Ice
So use
Snake.
that one technique.
紳士の全部タッコー。
残の方。
いや、奇遇だな。俺もそう思う。
Dang, they're like fighting about stuff. Oh, it didn't actually push her back. I thought that would push her back, but it did not. That's okay.
アイスメイク。コールドアイスメイクだ。
グレイ様、
何？
アイスメイク。エンプ。
紳士の全部タッコー。
抜かぬ太刀の方に。
Let's try this. I just
Nice
want to
to
make
meet you.
sure that we can survive some of their stronger
大丈夫、
attacks.
まだまだいけます。
アイ
Oh,
ス
the
メイ
support is pretty nice.
ク。俺に任せろ。なんだと？
ね
マモシア殿。
すまない。
今は耐えるんだ。
Okay. So we'll just continue, I think, going after
アイ
Kagura.
スメイク。コールドアイスメイクだ。よし。アイスメイク。エンプ。アイスメイク。
紳士の全部タッコー。
残の方。
I wonder if let's go ahead and use this. That way we can attack both.
行くぞ。アイスメイク。ここまで
Oh,
だ。
I could have continued that much
アイ
longer.
スメイ
I always hit the wrong button. I'm terrible at those quick time events.
ク。
That
ア
was
イ
my
スメ
bad.
イク。エンプ。アイスメイク。
紳士の全部タッコー。
残の方。
背中合わせのバトルか。昔を思い出すな。ああ、 俺がフォローする。グレイ、お前が決めろ。
Oh, well, now they want to, like, be all buddy buddy or whatever. That's
ア
fine.
イスメイクコールドエッグタイガー。アイスメイクエルフ。アイスメイクハンマー。
私に任せたまえ。おお。
I forgot about that form of his. Oh, so weird.
微笑みスマッシュ。
Okay, at
アイ
least
スメイ
focus
クコールドエ
on.
ッグタイガー。アイスメイクエルフ。アイスメイクエルフ。アイスメイクハンマー。さあ、俺たちの勝利だ。やったな。ああ、グレイ、腕を上げたな。へっ、楽勝だぜ。
私が負けるなと。
君が悔やむ必要はない。すべての責任はこの私にある。
かわいそうだけど、あれはさすがに相性悪かったかも。でもこっちはこっちで。
俺の勝ちのようだろう、グレイ。はあ？どう考えても俺のが上だったろ。何？お前の方がジュビアにふさわしいというのか。そうは言ってねえっつうの。
それでどちらが勝ちなのでしょうか。
どちらも勝利のために視力を尽くし、功を落ち着けがたい。ここは引き分けということでどうだろうか。
なんだそりゃ。まあいいだろう。優勝した方がジュビアをいただく。その約束に変わりはない。知らねえよ、んな約束。
結局こうなるのね。それでもグレイ様がジュビアのために戦ってくれただけで嬉しいです。
So funny. So it looks like Fairy Tale A, which is our core Fairy Tale members, have moved up one rank. So now they're in 4th place. So kind of in the middle of the pack right now, but getting very close to the top.
やるな。
Now it says that it wants us to join the afternoon tournament activity, so let's go ahead and start on that. I do think it's kind of funny the sort of events that are going on, because obviously Leon is very forward with how he feels about Juvia, but Gray is like really repressed. So even though he's like, oh, I'm not really fighting for Juvia or whatever, but like if you'll notice, he pretty much says every time Leon brings up like, oh, we're gonna take Juvia at the end if we win. Gray's like, well, I never agreed to that.
B チームの対戦相手がレイブンテール。
毎回邪魔してくるやつらか。
そいつは都合がいい。
ロクサス、気をつけて。絶対何かしてくるはずだから。
ラクサス、頼むぞ。おう。
Oh, so interesting. But definitely, like, obviously it's canon that he's gonna participate in this fight, but it's interesting that they're giving us a character to use that we don't even have in our party yet.
おお
But this is a pretty important interaction for the show and the series, so
フェアリーテイル B ラクサスドレア VS レイビンテイルアレクセイ試合開始
こいつは何の豆だ1対1の試合じゃなかった
I always think that this part is kind of ironic because, so basically what is happening is, Lexus and Alexei, they engage in their fight or whatever, but Alexei pretty much casts this illusion, so it kind of hides like the real Alexei and Lexus somewhere else, like kind of like in a veiled space. So no one can really see what's happening with them, and then while that's going on, he's projecting like an image of Lexus kind of pretty much getting jumped. And I always think it's ironic because it's like, oh, okay, like this isn't actually like happening, like he's not actually getting beaten up or anything like that, but like of all the things that you could have projected to like the audience to see, like just to have like them see like you beating up, you know, Lexus is kind of like funny when you want to have like a conversation with this person. Like that's probably not really the best thing to be projecting at the moment, but whatever. Nice. That was very, very quick.
話にならないな。幻なんか関係ねえんだ。今ここで現実のてめえを片付けて終わりだ。
それは無理。
And the crazy reveal.
そんなことだろうと思ったぜ。クソ親父。
Basically, Alexei was never, it wasn't Alexei. Alexei was Ivan Dreyar, which is Lexus's dad, who's not a very nice person.
何の話だ。本当に知らねえんだよな。なんでもいい。まとめてかかってこい。マスターの敵は俺の敵だからよ。ん？
to have maximum range on where attacking. So it's kind of... Wow, that took care of a lot of them very quickly. So basically what happened was, Ivan Dreyar is Makarov's son, and obviously Luxus's dad, and he wanted something that has been kept like a pretty well-guarded secret this whole time, and he wanted this like secret, right? And so he was trying to get Makarov to tell him, and it didn't work out anyway. And so he ended up like leaving because he's someone who just like wants like power and stuff like that. So he ends up leaving and whatnot, and now he's trying to basically manipulate his son to giving him this secret. But in reality, the point is kind of moot because Luxus has no idea what he's talking about anyway.
守る
I think it's like incredibly shameful for a father to behave this way towards his son.
神しぐれ
I mean, the fact that he's willing to like allow order these people to like jump his own son just to get like information on something, I think pretty disgusting behavior for a father to exhibit. But I guess in this case, he's not really
神しぐれ
much of a father. Only in like I can do anything.
頑張ってください
But not really in terms of like actual action, I would say. But just sad.
覚悟しやがれ覚悟しやがれ覚悟しやがれ覚悟しやがれ覚悟しやがれ覚悟しやがれ怪人特化せ雷流の将来出直してこい雷流のオーラー あんたの目的が何だか知らない。やられた仲間のけじめは取らせてもらうぜ。
In essence, this fight, the stakes for Luxus is basically to, in a way, get revenge for what they did to like Lucy and stuff in the first day of fight. Because if you remember back to like the first day of like the Grand Magic Games, Lucy was pretty much holding her own against Flair, and she was doing really well. And she would have pretty much like smacked her if it weren't for the fact that they were playing dirty, and that they were secretly threatening to hurt a child if she didn't just sort of like lay down and take it. And then even at the end, when they were able to get Asuka to safety, they used some other technique to sort of like erase Lucy's like spell. So then she was like out of magic and basically ended up losing anyway. So it was pretty awful. And then now he's like begging Luxus to like spare him, have mercy on him.
家族の敵は俺が潰すなるみかずし
これは一体見ていたものは幻だったのかしかし立っているのはラクサス試合終了あれはイワン アレクセイとして試合に出ておったのか。
フェアリーテールが勝ったんだよね。レイブンテールが幻影魔法を使ってたみたい。私たちには別の映像を見せて、大勢でラクサスを襲ってたんだと思う。
だがラクソスは一人でそれを全部倒しちまった。
そっか。ともあれ、ラクサスがウェンディとルーシーの敵を取ってくれたんだね。
お知らせします。今日の結果、レイブンテイルはマスターの出場人数違反で失格となりました。レイブンテイルの大会出場権を3年間剥奪します。
Oh, and it looks like now that Raventail has been removed from the games, so Sabretooth moved up to first place, Lamiaskill is second, Fairy Tail A, which is our core Fairy Tail members, is now third, and then Fairy Tail B moved up all the way to fourth.
Saすがラクサス、レイブンテールに勝ったわ。
これで奴らからの嫌がらせも終わるといいんだが、この魔力。
エルザも気づいたか。この会場内からまがまがしい魔力が漂っている。私は調べに行ってくる。
私も行こう。相手がゼレフ絡みなら一人は心配だ。
ありがとう。エルザが来てくれて嬉しいよ。
これは仲間として心配という意味であってな。
私を仲間と言ってくれるのか。
仲間だ、今はな。お前はミストガン、フェアリーテイルの大切な仲間だ。
そうだな。
Okay, so now we're going to follow this mysterious magic that they feel.
ああ、
And that's kind of the reason why Jalal is even kind of involving himself with the Grand Magic games and stuff like that. He's really concerned about this magical energy that they've been feeling these last couple... Oh. He's just standing right there. Oh, and now we're gonna fight him, I guess. At least we have Jalal with us, which is kind of nice, actually.
Photon Slice!
天体魔法フレアです。
Photon Slice!
He just like backhanded that guy. It's funny. I guess that wasn't it. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can pull up this map. So now it wants us to go to across the way. I see Lexus standing up there. I do see someone suspicious right here, so I'm like, excuse me. What are you doing here? Are these just like random kind of weirdos just sort of hanging out, or are you like doing something bad? I guess that's the question. Oh, that's kind of an interesting technique that I didn't realize that we had. I probably got it last time and I just wasn't really thinking about it.
天体マップフレアです。
I actually think that Jalal's attacks are pretty neat. They're called Heavenly Body Magic. So like when you think of heavenly bodies, you think of things like stars and like planets and stuff like that. And it's slightly different from Lucy's like celestial spirit magic, in that it's more inspired by like the physical, like actual like constellations and things like that, which I think is pretty neat. Every time he uses his magic, it always looks pretty cool. So. Black robes? I know it says to go up there, but there is like this random suspicious guy who's just sort of standing here. It's just like so random. I'm like, is this connected with like this current mission? You would think so, but it's just like so random. Just like kind of standing around doing nothing, just looking kind of strange. I totally missed that guard counter, which was not great. Definitely goes by way quicker than I can like physically react to it, unfortunately. But anyway, we're gonna run up these stairs and see if we can't find this suspicious individual that people have been spotting.
急ごう。正体を確かめるぞ。すまない。急いでいたんだ。
こいつじゃない。もっと先だ。
ミストが、マスクが。ジェラール。違うんだ。こいつはミストガンで。
大丈夫か？救護班を呼ぼう。
触るな。ジェラールは敵。殺す。殺す。ジェラール、貴様は許さん。待て、カグラ。これは違うんだ。黙れ。切る。王の方。
Oh my gosh, she like took down half his health in one attack.
エルザ・スカーレット。ジェラールをよく知る者。やはり貴様もジェラールの仲間か。邪魔をするな。エルザ・スカーレット。守る。
覚悟しろ。行くぞ。ミーティア。
悟しろ。眠れ。
途中魔法陣。見神楽。
決戦。
覚悟しろ。
これで終わりだ。王国の当然。覚悟せよの方。
Oh, geez, she took him out. So she's resistant to all of this. I'm kind of curious about this attack. Because I haven't really seen it before.
海桜
抜かぬ太刀の方よ。王の方。
We're kind of, I guess we're not that bad off, but
抜かぬ太刀の方よ。王の方。
oh my gosh, she's definitely doing a lot more damage to me than I feel comfortable with her doing. So let's make sure we do some health items just in case.
王の方。これを使う。王の方。
Definitely using that quite a bit. I do want to see if we have this, but he'll only be at 30% health. But it might be worth it to try to
すまん。
revive him.
大丈夫かじゃミストが
エルザ。
覚悟せよ。すぐ回転。将の方。
海桜
旧来神。仕方ない。この魔法で。
すぐ回転。将の方。
That's not good. I don't know if they're wanting us to have him up
これを
a
使う。
certain amount so that he can use whatever technique he's trying to use.
将の方。
Let's go ahead and revive him real quick
これを
again.
使う。
すまん。
Maybe this time when we,
すぐ回転。
if we have time to save him before he gets like wrecked, we should probably try to rescue him. Oh my goodness, he's down again. That's okay. We might just have to take her out ourselves.
ボトンスライ
すぐ回転。将の方。
ドボトンスライ
すぐ回転。将の方。
Most likely I should have healed him earlier
上等。
before he got too far low, but at this point it's just kind of impossible to like get him up before she kind of kills him, so
乱闘はどこだ。こっちだこっち。早く止めてくれ。
このままではまずい。今は逃げるぞ。
おう。
ジェラールが。もうよい。落ち着いた。分かっている。もう大丈夫だ。すまない。奴らがかくまっていたのか。 危なかったな。あれはマーメイドヒールの神楽三日月。
俺のことを知っていた。それにあの目、本気で俺を殺そうとしていた。
ジェラール。
俺の過ちが生んだ犠牲者か。殺されてやればよかったかもしれん。
バカを言うな。
エルザ。
お前は確かに罪人だ。だが私は許した。お前は己の過去に向き合い、必死に悩み苦しんだ。だからこそ罪滅ぼしにクリムソルシエールを立ち上げたのだろう。ならば最後までやり遂げてみせろ。甘えに惹かれ途中で投げ出してはいけない。
エルザ、すまない。お前の言う通りだ。軽い気持ちでクリムソルシエールを始めたわけじゃない。世界を厄災から守るためにあの魔力を追う。俺は行くよ。
ジェラール、罪とは簡単に消えぬものなのだ。
Definitely a lot of pretty complicated stuff going on in the background in terms of like Jalal's history and things like that. I mean, to a certain extent, he was, you know, like manipulated and like mind controlled and stuff like that. So, while he does feel responsible for the things that he did while he was under like mind control and stuff like that, it's also partially like, to a certain extent, he was a victim as well. So it's just sad where he's at right now in his story. But anyway, we finished that episode, which was episode 1, Grand Magic Games Day 3, and it says, thanks to the efforts of Erza and Wendy, Fairy Tail is making a comeback. Oh, I think we read this already, but we completed this episode.
Mm. よし。レイブンテイルは失格。これでライバルは一つ減ったことになるな。
私たちは今日勝利してポイント獲得。ようやく上が見えてきたわね。問題はセーバートゥースですね。奴らを倒さないと優勝はない。
逆に言えば奴らを倒せば優勝だろ。燃えてきた
ーそう単純でもないけどね。あれ、エルザどうしたの？
いや、なんでもない。
ジジイ、ルーメン・イストワールってなんだ？
イワンから聞いたのか？
欲しがってるようだったな。
まったくあのガキは。
フェアリーテイルの闇とか言ってやがったぞ。
闇ではありません。
初代
ルーメイストワール。これは我がギルドの光なのです。
初代いけませんぞ。
分かっています。これはギルドのマスターとなった者しか知る権限がないの。ラクサス、分かっていただけますか？
変なもんじゃねえなら別に詮索しねえよ。
ありがとうございます。
しかしイワンのやつはどこでその情報を掴んだのか。
プレヒトでしょうね。まさかプレヒトが闇に落ちるとは。私の浅はかな人選の結果が情報の漏洩を生んだ。
いいえ、初代のせいではありませんぞ。
私のせいです。私が泣いてなんかないです。
ないがラクサス綾瀬これ
ハードル高すぎんぞそれ。
It's cute. Nobody wants her to be upset.
通常の競技は今日までね。明日の休みを挟んでの最終戦はルールが違うみたい。最終戦か。どんなことやるんだろう。演目上は大和演舞と書いてあるわね。
How very vague of them.
最後といや全員参加のバトルロイヤルか。ルールなんて関係ねえ、全部勝つ。
And now we're going on to Chapter 4, Episode 2, Grand Magic Games Day 4. Raventail's disqualification has shaken up the tournament. Only 2 days remain, so stay focused and lead the guild to victory. Okay, let's see. I don't think that there's really anything that was added in terms of like character stories and stuff like that. Yeah, nothing active. So we can just go ahead and get started on next stuff. I do want to buy some items just in case. So we did kind of burn through some. As good as we have it as of now. There's probably stuff that we could upgrade, which we can do when we feel like we need to.
ルーシー様。ユキノ、久しぶりね。元気してた？私は大丈夫です。それより、セイバートゥースの宿で騒ぎがあったと伺いました。
ああ、あれか。心配すんな。お前の仇は取ってやる。
私のことなんて気になさらないでください。試合に負けたのが悪いんですから。いいのよ。私たちが勝手にやってるんだから。仲間を捨てるギルドなんて許せない。
そういうことだ。
それじゃあ、私たちは行くね。
君は優秀な精霊魔導士なのだな。
いえ、そんな私は。失礼ですが、どなたでしょうか。
君の力を必要としているものだ。
Highly suspicious. Just someone approaching you out of the blue and being like, "Oh, you're a strong celestial spirit wizard, right?" A little suspicious, but you know, whatever.
今日の競技パートは何かな？魔力測定？なんだろう？
単純に力比べだろうな。どのギルドが一番強力な攻撃を出せる。
それなら夏に任せた方がいいのかな。
そうとも言えないようだぞ。仲間と連携することで高得点が得られる仕組みらしい。
誰が出るか慎重に決めた方が良さそうね。
俺に任せろ。俺が行く。
俺に任せろ。
本日は簡単なゲームを用意しました。魔力測定器 MPS。この装置を攻撃することで魔力が数値として表示されます。 一定時間内に与えられた魔力の合計で競います。フェアリーテイルの皆さん、頑張ってください。カポ。
I guess we can start with our combined.
アイスメイトフロア
で終わりだ。王国の当然。
アイスメイクパワ
決戦。
フェアリーテイル、見事な得点です。
Oh, interesting. I was wondering if it would be like, this was just more like a straight fight. I was wondering if it would be more like, oh, you have to reach a certain gauge or something like that, but it wasn't. It was just like a straight fight, so that was not that bad.
結構いったんじゃない？
ーしゃあ全力を叩き込んでやったぜ。
その調子です。
Ooh, now we're in second place. Not too shabby.
さて、バトルパートの相手は
ちょうどよい。皆集まっておったか。
じっちゃんどうしたんだそんな顔して。
これが吉と出るか凶と出るか、たった今 AB 両チームの統合命令が運営側から言い渡された。レイブンテールの失格により参加チームが奇数になるのは困るとのことじゃ。なので両チームを一つにして新規5人でチームを編成しろとな。
点数はどうなるの？
低い方にジョンズらしい。
That seems kind of unfair to like force them to take the lowest score.
ひどいねそれ。
Yeah,
しか
really.
し運営側の判断なら仕方ないか。
でも考え方によっては最強チームを作れるわ。
関係ねえ全部倒すそんで優勝燃えてきた
ちょっとまあ夏らしいか。
Okay, so with that change, so Sabretooth is still first, but now Lamia Scale is second, and now Fairy Tail's in third. That's okay. I mean, we dropped a rank, but we'll pull it back. No worries.
ああ
Now they're all fighting about who gets to like participate and stuff.
よし。
すごいです。
やってやる
Let's go ahead and join in fights. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Not paying attention. Little happy.
「バトルパートはタッグバトルみたいね。フェアリーテール合同チームの初の相手はセイバートゥース。フェアリーテールはナツとバジル。セイバートゥースはスティングとローグ。
どっちもドラゴンスレイヤーじゃない。
ギヒ上も分かってるじゃねえか。黒いのは俺がやる。
なら俺が白いのだな。
これまでの借りは全部返してやる。
打倒セイバートゥーズ燃えてきた
夢のドラゴンスレイヤー対決ついに実現。まもなく試合開始です。
ノツガジル、
ガツンとかましてこい。
俺たちの分までだ。
応援してます。夏たちにはきっと勝てるよ。
思いっきりやるわよ。あとは何も言うまい。
この時をずっと待ってたんだよ夏さん。
試合開始。
行くぜの鉄拳。
英竜の惨撃。
Oh, of course they're not standing next to each other. Because why would they be, right? We could do this. That way. We can both at the same time.
やばいぞ、一気に行け。血流層起身。ガリュウの白竜の鉄拳。ガリュウの鉄拳。英竜の王冠。ユレンカリュウ血流の王冠。やっぱ強えな。こうじゃなきゃ。ガシ。お前らその程度の力で本当にドラゴンを倒したのか。倒したんじゃない、殺したのさ、この手で。自分の親じゃなかったんだ。あんたには関係ねえことだ。今からその竜殺しの力を見せてやるよ。ホワイトドライブ。シャドウドライブ。行くぜ。ホワイトドライブ。シャドウドライブ。聖なる強き裁きを放り込ないな。ガリュウの鉄拳。カリュウのダイヤその姿を見せず。ガリュウの連着戦。
まずいわ。一気に行かないと。
Let's go ahead and use this.
行くぞ。行くぞ。ガリュウの行くぞ。ガリュウの
やばいよ、一気に行かないと。
Uh-oh, we don't have an attack that will hit both of them, but that's okay.
ガリュウの
always they seem to be broken at the moment. And we've got a perfect technique for
ガリュウの
attack both of them, so we'll go ahead and use that.
血連装起身血流拳
ガリュウのキャッなかなかやるじゃねえかだ
あまり調子に乗んなよ小僧ども交流拳
白龍の鉄拳白龍の矛ガリュウのうわ
追われるものか。
ああ簡単に越えれる壁じゃねえことは分かってた
スティング君
分かってるよレクター約束だもんな
Uh-oh. They're all powered up now.
負けねえよ負けられねえんだよレクターのために
なんだこの魔力は
第三世代の真の力に及ぶのか。
ありえん。自らの意志で発動できるのか。
ドラゴンフォース
この感じ強えまだまだこれからだぜ
時代は移りゆく。旧世代の時代は終わったんだ。
片付けてやる
終わりにする。
まずいわ一気に行かないと
Of course they're like standing off center from each other, so I can't hit them at the same time. I don't think I have one for that configuration. So
ガリュウの鉄
血連装起身
まずいわ一気に行かないと
行くぜ
行くぞ
鉄人
ガリュウの
行くぜ血流
行くぞガリュウの
行くぜボーマ鉄人剣
俺はこの力でバイスロギアを殺したんだ
そうか。
だったら俺はこの力で笑われた仲間のために戦う行くぜよっほらへいスティングおう精鋭流線が
a lot of damage. Yeah, we lost. I guess we could retry the battle. Oh, it's like gonna put us like all the way at the very beginning. I guess we gotta be careful with how much damage we're taking. Or it might be a case where we kind of need to level up a little bit more.
ガリュウのゴー
大丈夫まだまだいけます
Oops, that's the wrong one. This is what I was looking for.
血連装
鬼神ガリュウの白龍の鉄拳英龍の斬撃無限火流血流の暴行
やばいよ、一気に行かないと。
血流層鬼神ガリュウの
We'll go ahead and skip the cutscenes since we've kind of already seen them.
ホワイトド
We're
ライブ
just kind of retrying this stage, so to speak.
シャドウドライブ聖なる白く裁きをホーリーフライナーガリュウの鉄拳
カイナのその姿を見せず
連着戦
頑張ってください。
行くぞ行くぞガリュウの鉄拳行くぞガリュウのやってやるガリュウのゴー
I wonder if we should go ahead and use this on Natsu real
これを
quick.
使う。
ありがとうな
Just bring his health
白龍
back
の
up.
鉄拳ガリュウの鉄拳なかなかやるじゃねえかだけど
あまり調子に乗んなよ、小僧ども。交流戦
この感じ強えぞまだまだこれからだぜ
時代は移りゆく旧世代の時代は終わったんだ
片付けてやる
終わりにする
まずいわ。一気に行かないと。
So essentially they're telling us like, hey, you need to like finish this like very quickly. But it's kind of hard when you've got like this going on, like you can't really like strike both of them.
無限火流拳
Yeah, their configuration is like totally off from like being able to basically like hit them. But since this decreases defense, we'll go ahead and use that because it's sort of a status effect.
行くぜよっほらへっ防ぐおう精鋭流線が
At least we survived that attack this time.
激しい
ガリュウのキャッ
大丈夫。まだまだいけます。
オーリーレイガリュウの鉄拳
カリュウの矢
血連装起身。
俺はこの力でバイスロギア。そうだ。だった俺はこの力で笑われた仲間のために戦う。
We don't have anything that will really hit both at this current moment for him. They both have their defense down though. I don't know if it stacks though.
血連装。
片付けてやる。終わりにする。
まずいわ、一気に行かないと。
行くぞカリュウの行くぞカリュウの行くぞカリュウのやってやるカリュウのゴー。
Oh, nice. We beat them this time. It just looked like we needed to play a little bit faster in order to take this damage.
まだまだ来いよ。メテリオ爆発飛ぶんじゃねえよ。夏ドラクニュー、そこがしない。また戦おうな。
I sort of think of this fight as like of course it's like a physical fight between these two sets of like Dragon Slayers, but it's also sort of like a fight in terms of like their principles, because both Natsu and even, you know, Gajeel, they really cherished the dragon that taught them like the Dragon Slayer techniques that they learned, and to hear that, you know, they're meeting these two other Dragon Slayers and they're basically boasting about how they killed, you know, the dragon that taught them the Dragon Slayer magic, because all of the Dragon Slayers thus far, like Natsu, Gajeel, and Wendy, they all consider like the dragon that taught them to be like their parent. So to them it's like this crazy idea that you would like kill your own parent.
強すぎるよ、夏さ。
So it's sort of like this principle of like what produces like a stronger Dragon Slayer, like the love and care and bond that the Dragon Slayers who really bonded with their parents had, or is it like this concept of like, oh, if I kill, you know, if I am strong enough to kill the dragon that taught me this magic, then like somehow that graduates you to like a higher understanding or ability to learn the Dragon Slayer techniques.
乾杯は俺はどれだけ思い上がっていたんだろう。勝者フェアリーテイル、総流破れたり。
But I do appreciate that, you know, like Natsu's character isn't like the type of person to sort of like throw that in their face. Instead, he like acknowledges that they are very strong also, and that's why he's like, oh, let's have a fight again someday. Poor little Lecter and Frosh.
俺まで吹っ飛ばしやがって。サラマンダー絶対ぶっ殺す。つうかここどこなんだ。
Oh, I forgot about this part. At the end of the fight, he just kind of gets like sent off. In the series, it's a slightly different reason for why he ends up down here. But yeah.
なんだこりゃ。
It's always because of Natsu though.
ドラゴンの墓場。
さ
Quite a
て次
disturbing
は
discovery.
その調子です。
And now we're tied with Lamia Scale for second place.
Tomare. 俺も正体を明かす。お前も正体を明かせ。そんな。
その話、本当なの？
そんなこと信じられるわけ。
俺たちは大きな勘違いをしていたのと同時に抗えない運命の中に閉じ込められていた。世界を変える扉、エクリプス、そして竜王祭。
So we don't get to know yet what exactly was revealed, but basically it's like this big mystery of what's really going on. And now we gotta talk to everyone to get prepared for
Yes.
the last portion of the Grand Magic Games, like at least this part of it.
Oh.
よし。
And we completed that episode. Yay! Getting through that pretty quick.
おい、サラマンダー、ちょっと来い。
お前どこ行ってたんだよ。試合後急にいなくなってさ。
それはお前が。それはいい。見せたいものがある。ついてこい。
これは
ドラゴンの骨、ドラゴンの墓場。どうなってんだこりゃ。こんなに大勢のドラゴンが。
ここで何かあったのかしら。ミルキーウェイ、魂となったドラゴンの声を聞く魔法。ここに眠るドラゴンの声が聞こえれば、ここで何があったかわかるかもしれません。そしていなくなった私たちのドラゴンのことも。
そんな魔法がすげえぞウェンディ。
さまよえるドラゴンの魂よ。そなたの声を私が受け止めよう。ミルキーウェイ。
Oh,
我
that's
が
good,
名はジ
Dragon.
ルコニス。翡翠の竜とも呼ばれておった。わしの魂を呼び起こすとはグランディーネの術じゃ。
ここで何があったの？こんなにもたくさんドラゴンの亡骸があって。
あれは400年以上昔のことだ。かつて竜族はこの世界の王であった。自由に空を舞い、大地を駆け、海を渡り、繁栄していった。人間などは我々の食物に過ぎなかったのだよ。だが、その竜族の支配に異論を唱える愚かなドラゴンがあった。人間と共存できる世界を作りたいと抜かしおったのじゃ。それに賛同するドラゴンと反対するドラゴンとの間で戦争が始まった。わしは反対派として戦った。
反対派ってことは、
わしは人間は好きではない。食物としてなら好物であるからな。
食い物と会話してんのかおめえ。
Of course, that's the conclusion he draws from what he just like learned from this guy.
そういうのムカつくな。
それでその戦争はどうなったの？
興奮。戦況は拮抗しておった。ドラゴンとドラゴンの戦いはいくつもの大地を裂くものだった。やがて共存派のドラゴンどもは愚かな戦略を打ち立てた。人間にドラゴンを滅する魔法を与え、戦争に参加させたのだ。
滅竜魔法？
ドラゴンスレイヤーの原点ってこと？
ドラゴンスレイヤーたちの力は絶大であった。人間との共存を選んだドラゴンたちの勝利は目前と迫っていた。しかし、ここで一つの誤算が生じる。力をつけすぎたドラゴンスレイヤーたちは人間との共存を望むドラゴンたちさえも殺していった。そしてその人間の中の一人、ドラゴンの血を浴びすぎた男がおった。男はあまたのドラゴンを滅ぼし、その血を浴び続けた。やがて男の皮膚は鱗に変わり、歯は牙に変わり、その姿はドラゴンそのものへと変化していった。
人間がドラゴンになったの？
それが滅竜魔法の先にあるものだ。ここに眠るドラゴンたちはその男により滅ぼされた。男は人間でありながら竜の王となった。竜の王が誕生した戦争、それが竜王祭。王の名はアクノロギア。ドラゴンでありドラゴンならざる暗黒の翼。
あれが
もともとは人間だった。
バカだ。奴によりほとんどのドラゴンは滅んでいった。それが今から400年前の話だ。
He's like dropping like some serious lore here on them.
わしは貴様。
おい、まだ聞いてねえことあんだろ。
ダメです。この場から思念が完全に消えました。 東洋の言葉で言う成仏というものでしょうか。
なんだか偉い話になってきたな。
スケール大きすぎよ。
滅竜魔法使いすぎると本物のドラゴンになっちまうのか。
So yeah, he definitely dropped like a ton of lore. And this is pretty important to like the core of like a lot of the plot that happens in Fairy Tail is this Dragon King festival and the arising of like Dragon Slayer magic, and this is really the first time that they really start discussing like the effects of like Dragon Slayer magic on like humans, because before this, you know, a lot of the effects of the Dragon Slayer magic is just sort of like been like benefits for the Dragon Slayer wizard. Things like, you know, obviously they have in terms of like power scaling, they're generally like at a higher tier of power than, you know, most other wizards. They also, you know, boast things like pretty much like super defense, like yes, they still get injured and things like that, but they definitely take less damage than your typical person does. So they've got like upgrades in terms of power, they've got upgrades in terms of defense, and they can do some crazy things. For example, you know, like for example, Natsu he's technically a fire dragon slayer, but he was able to consume lightning from Lexus and sort of integrate that into himself. And then of course you have like the benefit of things like the Dragon Force, which is sort of like a mode where it's just like an upgraded version of yourself as a Dragon Slayer. All of your stats, so to speak, are buffed, and like all of your attacks and things like that are like buffed in a way. And during Dragon Force, you see that they start to take on like characteristics of like dragons, like things like, you know, scales sort of appearing on the skin, that sort of thing. But when you first see it, you just kind of assume like, oh, this is just sort of like an indication that like they're in that like Dragon Force mode, but they didn't really acknowledge at the time when the concept of the Dragon Force was introduced, the consequences of using this type of magic. So up until this point, you just see all these like great benefits of using this type of magic and how powerful this type of magic can be. But now you're sort of like introduced to like the anxiety of like, oh wow, this magic is, you know, it's not your typical magic. There is, you know, consequences that come with this type of magic.
それは困る。
どうしよう。
And this is also sort of the introduction of like this concept of, especially with, you know, the reveal that Acnologia, which is considered like even in this day and age to be this all-powerful dragon that no one wants to cross paths with, you know, and they've even had a run-in with him, and it was like there was absolutely zero contest in terms of like if they fought Acnologia, they would have lost. So there's this like concept of, you know, humanity versus dragon, and then, you know, using Dragon Slayer magic, are you losing your humanity as you continue to use it? Like, what is a human? What is a dragon? What is, you know, the line that can be crossed when you start losing yourself to the power of this magic?
それはありえんよ。話は聞かせてもらった。やはり我々の研究と史実は一致していた。 君たちはゼレフ書の悪魔を知っているかな。アクノロギアはそれに近い。一人のドラゴンスレイヤーをゼレフがアクノロギアにしたと推測される。
ゼレフが？
つまり全ての元凶であるゼレフを撃つことがアクノロギア攻略の第一歩となる。
ゼレフを倒す。
私はフィオーレ王国軍クロッカス駐屯部隊桜花聖騎士団団長アルカディオス。極秘に進めていたある作戦に精霊魔導士の力が必要だった。
精霊魔導士？
ちょっと待て。何の話かわからねえ。ややこしい話はパスだ。要件を言え。
夏ドラグニル君だね。先ほどの戦い素晴らしい的であった。
んなことはどうでもいいんだよ。こっちは精霊魔導士が必要とかどうとかってのに引っかかってんだ。言いたいことがあるならはっきり言いやがれ。
Is he getting super defensive because he knows he's kind of alluding to wanting to use Lucy because she's like a celestial spirit mage?
ついてきたまえ。
おいてめえ。
ルーシー様、私からもお願いします。この作戦が成功すればゼレフ、そしてアクノロギアを倒せます。
んだこりゃ
加藤級メルクリアスですね。
陛下のおられる城だ。まずはじめに数日前ルーシー殿を狙い誤ってさらおうとしたことを謝罪しておきたい。
あれ、あんたの仕業だったの？
A reveal and an end to the mystery. So if you think way back to the first day, so after Wendy gets attacked by the Raventail and her energy is sapped, so that sort of is like cleared up at this point, like, okay, that was Raventail that did it. But after that incident, someone else came into their area and tried to basically kidnap Wendy, and they had made the assumption that it was Raventail that did that, just because, I mean, it would be kind of in line with what they did before because they just attacked Wendy the day before. But when they stopped the assailants, they basically said that it wasn't Raventail and that it was someone else, but they didn't really have like more information. Like they didn't really know who hired them to do the kidnapping. So it was kind of a question at that time, like, was this Raventail? But they said it wasn't, but like, it does seem very similar to what happened to Wendy the other day, but at the same time, was Wendy really the real target? And that's all cleared up at this point, where Arcadios is basically admitting that like it wasn't Raventail who tried to kidnap Wendy the other day. It was actually him who hired those people to try to take Lucy away, but they just sort of grabbed the wrong girl.
もちろん危害を加えるつもりはなかったが、いささか強引な策に走ってしまった。
I'd say it's a pretty extreme way to try to get someone to help you when you could have just like had like a normal conversation with
あの
someone.
時は早急に精霊魔導士が必要だと思い込む。判断を誤った。申し訳ない。大魔党演武は魔導士たちの魔力を大量に摂取するためのカモフラージュ。
毎年魔導士たちから魔力を奪っていたのかよ。
汚ねえな。何と言ってもらっても構わんよ。すべては世界を変える扉、エクリプス。 これの建造のため大量の魔力が必要だった。
扉？
なんだこりゃ。
太陽と月が交差するとき、12の鍵を用いてその扉を開け。扉を開けば時の中400年の時を渡り、不死となる前のゼルフを撃つ。それこそがエクリプス計画。
時を渡る？
太陽と月が交差するとき、すなわち3日後の7月7日、君の力を貸す。
7月7日。
私たちのドラゴンが消えた日。
そこまでだ。
王国兵？
国防大臣殿、これは何の真似ですか？部外者ではない。知っているでしょう。この作戦において重要な役割を持つ者たちです。あなたは単にこの計画に反対なだけでしょう。今すぐこんなふざけた真似はやめていただきたい。
ちょっと、私まで！
てめえら、ルーシーを巻き込むんじゃ。
よせ。ここで魔法を使ってはならん。うわっ。
Oh no.
?ルーシーが王国兵に捕まった？
よくわからん計画の関係者にされちまったのが。
んなことはどうでもいいんだよ。俺は今すぐ助けに行くぞ。
落ち着いてください、ナツさん。相手は王国なんだよ。
王国相手ゆえに迂闊なことはできんが、向こうもまた国民を存在に扱うこともできんじゃろ。
だー、ごちゃごちゃ言ってねえで助けに行くぞ。
They're all like standing around trying to like formulate some sort of plan or like understand like the situation, and he's just like, we don't have time to like talk about this.
落ち着け。家族取られちゃ祭りどころじゃねえわい。皆同じ気持ちじゃ。いつもみてえに後先考えんで突っ込んでも、今回ばかりは相手が悪い。が黙ってられるほど腰抜けじゃねえぞ、フェアリーテイルは。
But this is fairy tale we're talking about, so they're not gonna just like take this like lying down.
まさかこんなことになってしまうなんて。私は本当に不幸を呼ぶ。何言ってんの。落ち込む暇があったら脱出方法を考えよう。ルーシー様、本当にすみません。あんたのせいじゃないって。私もあんたも王国の内ゲバに巻き込まれた、それだけ。エクリプス計画ってのを実行すべきかどうかって話でしょ。はっきり言ってどっちが正しいか私にはわからないよ。実行するべきですよ。私には姉がいたんです。ソラノという名前でした。私は何をやってもドジばっかりして、いつも両親に怒られてました。でも姉はそんな私をいつでもかばってくれた。 優しくて綺麗で、私は姉が大好きだった。だけどある日、ゼルフを猛進する集団に両親が殺され、姉は連れて行かれてしまいました。
It's really sad. When you get acquainted with the series, you'll realize that Zeref obviously is also a pretty core part of like the lore of this series, and a lot of the events that happen, or the backstories, the histories of the people, sort of like are touched by. Unfortunately, they're touched by like this, like these like Zeref worshippers who do these awful things in the name of Zeref, basically.
私は命からがら逃げ出すことしかできませんでした。その後の姉の生死は不明です。エクリプスを使えばゼレフを倒せます。この世界にゼレフがいなければ姉は
連れて行かれなかったかもしれないか。でも世界が自分の思い通りにだけ変わるとは限らない。それが大臣の言ってた歴史を変える危険性。
I mean, it's really true. You don't really know. Obviously, Zeref's presence, and him being this sort of like super powerful like entity, like invited all these like worshippers and stuff like that. And they did terrible, awful things, but you never know. Changing history, you know, you may actually make things worse than what they are right now. You have no idea how things will change once you make a major change in the history that shaped the world that you know.
過去を変える。本当にそんなことできるのかしら。
後で聞いた話だけど、ナツとガジルに負けたセーバートゥースの2人はマスターにだいぶ叱られたらしい。
雪乃のように紋章を消せと言われたんだけど、スティングの相棒レクターがかばったんだ。でもマスターの怒りは収まらず、その矛先はレクターに。レクターを消されてスティングは激怒。ついにマスタージエンマに歯向かってしまった。でもマスターのやり方が気に食わなかったのはミネルヴァも同じで、密かにレクターをかくまっていた。けれどミネルヴァは優しいだけじゃなかった。優勝しなければレクターは返さない。スティングにそう告げたんだ。
Okay, now we're on to Chapter 5, Gloria, Episode 1, Grand Magic Games Final Day. On the eve of the final day of the games, Lucy was arrested by the Royal Guard. If Fairy Tail wins the games, they might be able to earn the chance to negotiate with the king directly. Both the title of champion and Lucy's safety are at stake, so prepare well.
よし。
Oh, so we got an increase to our team. Like our team size, I should say. And then... Gosh, it's so tough deciding who we want to put in and who we don't want to put in. Let me see here. Gajil's already at 26, so the only one who's a little bit under level is Wendy. And so the little bit that they sort of like skirted over, basically because Rogue and Sting lost, and because the master of Sabretooth is very cruel, he basically blames them and says they were like disgracing them or whatever, and that they're not, you know, up to the standard of someone who should be in the guild or whatever. And Lecter, which is the little brown cat, he's sort of like Sting's cat, like in the way that, you know, like Happy is like Natsu's cat, that sort of thing. He sort of like, because he's always like Sting's biggest fan, so even if he sees him fail this one time, like, you know, he lost to like Natsu, he's still there to like encourage him. So he's kind of like trying to tell the Sabertooth Master like, oh, everything's fine, you know, like it'll be okay, like they just had like an off day basically, and the guild master just sort of like turns on him and like he essentially tries to kill Lecter, and for all intents and purposes everyone, including Sting, assumes that he did. And so in his like state of like grief and rage over like the whole situation, Sting ends up killing the Master of Sabertooth. And come to find out after that, Minerva actually saved Lecter, because she has like this ability where she can kind of like tuck somebody away into like an alternate space. So that basically at the last second she like zipped him away to this like alternate space. And she basically reveals this to Sting after he kills their master, and tells him like what they said, that they're not going, she won't let him have Lecter back unless, you know, basically unless he wins the Grand Magic Games for Sabertooth. So that whole situation is just sort of tragic because it's like such a stark contrast to how Fairy Tail operates, because Fairy Tail is one big family, everyone supports each other. But in Sabertooth, it's a totally different type of guild where all they value at their core is like strength, and being able to show off that strength basically to everyone else and make, you know, all these other guilds and like wizards feel inferior to them. But that's really, I mean, that's really what the series is saying to you, is that this is wrong. And that when you're comrades with someone, when you're in a guild with someone, you should really be building each other up and helping each other overcome your own weaknesses and things like that. But yeah. Okay, to progress the story, it says it wants us to talk to everyone.
Yo!
Oh.
それは
おおおお
Oh, so now we have some more facilities. So bar counter, you can order drinks from the bar. You will only receive the effects of the last drink consumed. More drinks will become available according to its upgrade level. Bonds received after completing requests will increase according to its upgrade level.
Mira!
Ah.
なるほど。
よし
よし
ほう。
よろしくね。
なあ
Okay, so now it says get your strength up before the final start. And then it says 40th. And I'm pretty sure that that is referring to our guild rank. So right now we're only in 50th, so we need to raise it up to 40th. So we gotta do some stuff. We can probably do some upgrades.
よ
あ、
そうだなおう
Okay, so we'll have to go to the Great Plains. Oh, so both of them are in the Great Plains, so that will be helpful for us.
どこ行くかな
So we opened up a new area, Hakobe Mountain. So we'll probably end up having to do some requests from the board anyway.
よしここだ
Most likely we'll end up going there for one request or another. So we'll get there eventually, but right now we're just sort of working on upgrading stuff.
張り切っていきましょ
Doing some side quests will help out in terms of like it'll sort of give us something to do while we're sort of grinding away here, essentially, to upgrade like stuff and level up our characters and things like that. Well, it does kind of suck to have to sort of like go back into like doing requests and stuff, because obviously the more fun and exciting things to do is to progress the story, but at least it's kind of built into the story in a certain way to like make sure that you're at a certain level before you start going into progressing the story. You know, it'll be too much for you. Oh, they're doing quite a bit of damage, and that does not make me happy. So, let's go ahead and make sure we heal up everyone.
う。ありがとうございます。
And we'll go ahead and raise our defense. Might as well while we have the chance. I don't think I really have a technique where I can hit everyone. So the first order of business I would say is to get rid of just sort of I don't think I have one where I can hit all three with him either. But yeah, we're basically just going to do our best to get down everyone that we can. We'll go ahead and bring up everyone's health again. And then now that we've, I think we got rid of everyone else. We can just sort of like concentrate on this one monster, which shouldn't take us too much to get done. I keep using Wendy by accident. I mean to like spread it around a little more, but oh well, that's okay. We don't want to go back quite yet, because we do have, I think, one more item. Yeah, that we want to grab before we go back and do our upgrades. That will be the only technique that I have that I can hit possibly.
Ice Make! Cold Ice Timer! Yoshi! 俺たちの勝ちだ!
Well, that was quick. We are in like an area where the monsters tend to be. I mean, it's an area that was open to us fairly early on, so the monsters are not super strong here. Okay, oops. Now we can go ahead and do our upgrades. I think that is a good spot to conclude for today. So just a small recap of what we did today. We definitely progressed through the story of the Grand Magic Games. So a lot of things sort of were introduced today. So we had the interaction between Lexus and his father, Ivan, and they introduced the concept of Lumen Histoire. At this point, we don't really know what that is. We do know that it is a secret that Fairy Tail is sort of harboring, and there's sort of this ominous, like, is it good or is it bad? Because obviously Ivan refers to it as, you know, the guild's darkness, but then Mavis, who was the first master, she refers to it as the guild's light. So we're not really sure what that is, but they're sort of hinting at like something more to come with that. And then we also had the conflict between Natsu and Gajeel with the twin dragon slayers of Sabretooth, Sting and Rogue, sort of came to a head because they had a competition in the games, and Sting and Rogue lost. So that sort of conflict between the two sides, the different generations of dragon slayers, and then also the difference in like the treatment of the dragon that taught you the dragon slayer magic. Obviously Natsu and Gajeel really cherish their bond with their dragon, whereas on the other side of that, Sting and Rogue, you know, are openly sort of talking about how they killed their dragon teacher in order to ascend to like a higher version of a dragon slayer, so to speak. And because Sting and Rogue lost, the master of Sabretooth ends up getting killed by Sting, and then you have this ultimatum that Minerva issues Sting, basically, I'm not going to return Lecter to you unless, you know, you win this tournament. So you have all of that sort of boiling around in the background. And then you also got introduced to the Dragon King Festival and the realization that Acnologia isn't, you know, a natural-born dragon, but is actually a human who overused Dragon Slayer magic, which turned him into a dragon. So you had that concept introduced of the sort of loss of humanity, the more inundated you become with the Dragon Slayer magic. And then on top of that now you have you're introduced to Eclipse, which is this gateway that Arcadios wanted to try to use to go back in time in order to stop Xerath early on before he becomes like this all-powerful wizard. And to do that, he needs 2 celestial spirit wizards. He had Yukino, and then he was in the middle of recruiting Lucy when the minister, Dalton, sort of thwarts that plan, and he has captured Yukino and Lucy in an attempt to stop Arcadios' plan. Just a difference in opinion, I guess, about how to, you know, go about protecting the kingdom. So you have all of that roiling around in the background, and so Fairy Tail has this dilemma where it's like, well, on the one hand, you know, we want to try to get an audience with the king because, you know, we want to get our friends back. So you have that side of it. Well, you know, if we win the Grand Magic Games, we might be granted an audience with the king and possibly be able to get Lucy back. But on the other side of that, it's like the situation is very urgent because she's currently captured, so it's kind of like, oh, we need to go save her now. So you have those differing things going on. So we've got a lot of things going on in the background, a lot of stuff sort of building up in this Grand Magic Games. So next time we play this, we'll definitely need to bring our rank up because that's a starting condition, basically, is that we need to get to rank 40th before they'll allow us to, like, the game will allow us to continue the story. So we'll need to do that, and probably the quickest way to do that is to do some requests from the board. So we'll do that, and we'll try to do some upgrades as well. And it looks like we can also do some rank up, character rank up, which will probably unlock some character stories and raise their rank limits. So that will be all the stuff that we'll be focusing on the next time. But anyway, I'll go ahead and end the stream now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for some more fun-filled Fairy Tail gameplay. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good night wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Alright, bye guys, bye!